Welcome back to Exploring Whiskeys. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin. Today we are going back to one of the ones we've done a lot of.
It's number 6.
Number 6 of the Booker's line. This is the 2021 02 release, the Tagalong Batch. Now, they played the Tagalong, so each one has a theme, and that's the reason where the name comes from. So the Tagalong here is literally how Booker learned to distill and just learned his love for whiskey.
Tagging along with the fam.
Tagging along with Jim Beam, which was his grandfather, I think that's right. So that's how he learned his, like, the craft of whiskey, things like that. And apparently that's become just their process. Like Booker used to have Fred and Freddie, and like they all have done that. Like they all just tag along when they're a kid and watch how things are done and hang out, ask questions, all that kind of stuff. So that's the idea. With that, the interesting part for this one is apparently there's a little bit of a chocolate note. So I'm thinking maybe like tag-along cookies, like Girl Scout cookies. We'll see.
Normally it's just proof just hits you. And
Yeah,
it's
proof, cinnamon, peanut. That's almost, I mean, that's usually the overpowering notes of all of these. But we'll see.
You get the
This is strong.
You get the proof, that's for sure.
So this is 127.9 proof.
Which one of them was what, 100 and almost like 130.
There was one that was 129.8 or something like that, but still, it's 128. That's a lot of ethanol. 6 years, 5 months, and 0 days. That was neat too. Never really saw that one before.
Reading the card before we started filming, like it, again, I think I said every episode, like it's just crazy how it's just a percentage from here.
I think
like
there's
seven different rack houses that they pull from.
Yeah, and it's different rack houses. A lot of these apparently were mid to higher.
They really want that temperature fluctuation.
Yes, exactly. So you should get a little bit more barrel impact versus the middle. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see.
I just get a lot of ethanol.
A lot of ethanol. There's a little bit of the cinnamon note, like the baking spice cinnamon note.
Yeah.
But it's not as aggressive as I've had before. There's a touch. I always go back to like a red hot candy, like the sugar and cinnamon together. It's kind of what I get off the nose.
For the proof though, I didn't get a lot of burn. I'm feeling warm.
Yeah.
But
there's a hug.
There's no.
It's not an aggressive burn in the back of the.
No, you get the hug.
The cinnamon notes come through. It's really sweet.
Yeah.
It's a lot of sugar in that. I'm not going to say chocolate. It's not exactly the note. I get, again, more like the Fireball candy, where it's like super, super, like the cinnamon's there, but it's a lot of sugar packed into that. Or this is going to sound like cinnamon sugar, like on toast type note, like that kind of a note. It's not.
It's more of the aftertaste.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of a creamy, like almost butter note, like not butter, but like a creaminess to it.
But no, like heavy peanut.
No heavy peanut.
Like we normally get.
Yeah, totally different. I wonder, after the weird year that they had for 2020 and only putting out 3 releases, they decided to kind of change the whole profile. I did not see the 01. When I saw the 02, I was like, yeah, let's give it a shot, see what's going on. So I don't know too much about what happened with the 01.
When we go back, the nose is a little softer.
It's a little softer, and I still get like cinnamon and sugar.
Yeah.
It's not even a brown sugar. It's more like white granulated sugar. Not a little bit of.
Let me back to your point. It's just.
Yeah, it's cinnamon sugar that you would put on your toast. Not that I get a bready note.
No.
You're not getting the toast part of that. That's really pretty good.
All right, the second pull. I got the proof.
Got you in the back.
got the proof.
I think, again, on a small.
But I got more like that one. I got vanilla caramel.
You got more of those.
Sit in the back of the throat.
Okay. I just get warmth. Like,
Yeah.
I am getting so warm drinking this. Like the hug through the chest is there. Like I almost feel like I'm starting to sweat just because I'm drinking this. There is a warmth that comes through in this that
Makes me want some water.
really nice. Well, speaking of, now when we have certain drinks, I'm thinking we slide this guy over. So now we can actually try it. And this is something we've talked about a bunch of times. Yep. I wonder what this would taste like with a couple of drips of water. So we've now got our little pipette where we can do just a little drippy drips. Oh, lost it. There we go. So take some nice water. Got to let it open up. So when you put the water in there, it's going to, like all the oils from the barrel and the whiskey is all going to start moving. Depending on the whiskey, you can actually see it in the lighting. You can actually, like when you first drop in water, you'll see like it'll all start moving and swirling around. Technically, you probably want to give it like a minute or two. I think that'd be really boring for both you, me, and them. Everybody be bored if we waited a minute or two, so we're not going to do that. But
nose is softer.
The nose is softer. I do start to catch a touch of that peanut note now, but it's not as aggressive as some of the other ones we've had. Maybe the vanilla's a little bit more apparent on the nose, but it's not crazy. Yeah, everything about that's nice. So it brought down the sharp spice across the middle. Mm-hmm. I'm getting more caramel notes.
Yep.
The cinnamon's still there. Even the warmth is still there, but
nowhere near as what it was.
Yeah, it's not as aggressive. And that's the reason why
way more
I think we've talked about that. Like, this is the type of whiskey with like a small cube in this whiskey. It's probably ideal.
Just to mellow
Chill
it
down
just a little bit
and mellow it out. This is room temperature. It's not tap water. It's filtered, the reverse osmosis, blah, blah, blah water. At some point, I do want to get a bottle of the lime water.
Limestone water?
Limestone water. Yeah. I want to get a bottle of that because I think that would be just like spot on. But I like it with the drop of water a little better. Mm-hmm. It's a much more pleasant drink all the way around. The sugar really starts to come out more. Like almost like a sugar water like finish to it now. Still the warmth through the chest, the hug, a lot of hug coming in through here.
Out of this is number 6. This is the one that just does not have the proof. And the other ones I feel like peanut is just so overpowering.
I totally agree with you on that one. This is the first time where I'm just like, where's the peanut?
But you pick up other flavors.
Yeah. There's a nice little vanilla, like you said, vanilla, a caramel, a cinnamon,
the caramel,
the sugars. Yes, white sugar.
But the proof isn't overpowering.
No.
The other ones might be slightly lower proof. I feel like the proof just comes out in some of those other ones more so than this one.
Really, I do just however much water I put in there.
That's perfect.
It's like, it just makes it a so much more enjoyable drink. So what, 127, let's just use 128 proof. Throw in that dropper of water into that. Probably got it down into like the 115-ish range, 110 range. Really nice. Mm-hmm. Get a lot more, I think you get more flavors by watering it down just a touch because it's not so ethanol forward. I really want to go back to some of the other ones that we've done and do the water experiment. I think
the longer you keep it in, the more I'm starting to pull peanut out now.
It is showing up.
Yep.
After we added the water, it is more apparent on the nose. Mm-hmm. I can get a touch of it, but it's not craziness like, I want to say like Granny's batch had a really strong peanut note to it. All right, so I held it for a while.
No peanut, just a lot of heat.
A lot of heat.
Yeah.
Weren't they doing all those. Weren't they doing like the cinnamon challenge where you just like eat cinnamon straight up? Mm-hmm. A lot of like that tingle on your tongue from cinnamon and ethanol. I mean, it's there, like the peanut note, but it's not nearly as overly present as some of the other ones. The cinnamon's there, and more of a caramel note, like a burnt sugar caramel is there, but it's pretty good. It's funny. So I cracked this open and I gave it to my brother, and 128 proof for my brother is.
Do you drink it neat?
I made him drink it neat, yeah, in a Glencairn, and that's not how he normally drinks whiskey. So he was just like,
He's drinking Coke.
No, he's a rocks glass with ice up to the top, and then pour the bourbon around the ice.
Gotcha.
So
it waters it out.
Yep. Chills it down, all that kind of stuff. So we did this neat and aggressive. It is aggressive. But before we even tasted or smelled it, I said, you should get peanuts and cinnamon. And he was like, yeah, I don't really get either one of those. And I was just like, huh. So I tasted it. I was like, I don't get the peanuts. I did get the cinnamon, but I didn't get the peanuts. I was like, well, this is funny.
Because you were basing it on.
I'm basing it on all the other Bookers I've ever had is always peanuts and cinnamon. Or some combination of those two. No, it does have a different profile to it. I like this profile. I like the change.
I'm excited for the dinner that we're going to with these guys.
Oh crap! I forgot about that. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. That is. We're doing a book. We are doing a Jim Beam dinner. That's the Thursday night at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival
in Bardstown. Yeah, the Noes are they're hosting it.
It's Fred and Freddie, right? Are hosting this one dinner that we're attending. So
curious to see what spirits are going to be offered there.
I am super interested. Hopefully it's a little book, because that is still the best that I've had out of any of these things. Because I overhyped that, and it still lived up to it. Awesome.
I love the concept of the whole series.
Yep.
I do.
Agree.
And I think it's the whole chemistry behind it of here, and here.
Yep.
Boom. Love to be a part of that.
Yes.
Let me come in. I want to
sample, taste, figure out a way to, a little thieving of this, and this. And I'm sure that's a lot
But the whole concept, who thought of it? Was it really one of these two?
I don't know. It was supposed to, I would guess it was Fred.
But again, that whole concept and I'm going to take it from here.
Yeah.
I'm going to take it from here. I'm only going to take half of this one. I'm only going to take a third of this one. I think that whole, it's really cool.
I don't know. You can ask that question when we attend.
If there's a Q&A, I would love to.
Those poor people, as we ask all our questions. So when you did this, Bookers, what were you thinking there? When you did this little book, what were you thinking there? Yeah,
I think if you go back to the beginning, I'm sure if you ask the question, what was your thought process around the initial
launch of Bookers?
Yep.
Right. Which started in what, 18?
I think so.
2018, I think, is when they first launched the Bookers line. So, yeah.
Going back to then, probably asking that will probably would set the tone for the rest of it. But just be really curious to ask them on the onset, what was your thought around this lineup? How did you come up with the idea of pulling
from all over the place?
Yep.
Yeah, and blending them together. What are you looking for, a specific flavor profile based off the naming convention, or is it just a profile period that you're looking for? Yep. I don't know. That'd be interesting. There's we could go down a lot of different rabbit holes.
I'm gonna say it's probably not the naming convention.
Well,
because you thought the cookie.
I am starting to get.
There's no chocolate.
There is the lingering note is a little bit of a spicy milk chocolate. I'm getting just a touch of it, but it totally is in my brain, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. No, I do. I love the names of them.
Yes, I like the nod
I think it's
back
just
to
a
everything.
profile they may be looking for, and they come up with a creative name and just slap it on the bottle.
Yep.
So, Look, I mean, kudos to them because they figured it out, and it's
They figured it out.
popular, very popular lineup, and it's. I don't know. We got one liquor store that has it for a little while,
Right?
Then it goes away.
Yeah, yeah. It's it is a pretty limited release. It's once a quarter. Again, I didn't even see the 01. I wasn't out shopping for it, so that's definitely true. But this, I kind of, again, tripped over it, the same place I got the little book. Panache in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. If you're near there, they are doing some really cool things. They are a really cool honey spot for some really good whiskeys. But if you drove by it, that's not the first thing you would think of. It's just not. It's just not the type of store that you would think of to stop in for good
those
whiskeys.
are the places that.
But the woman behind the counter, listening to her talk about whiskey is like us talking about whiskey. And I was just like, oh, she knows what she's doing. And she gets to go out and do the picks and all that kind of stuff. So I think there's a lot of those places out there.
But it's more never seen it, never been there, but it's more the lean towards that hole in the wall.
Yeah.
Off the beaten path.
Somehow pull solid whiskeys. Their store picks are good, and they understand what they have when they get one of these bottles.
My expectations was just very peanutty and just high proof, and this one
with a little drop of water,
very
really
solid.
nice, really nice.
To your point, even with adding it's even better with the couple drops of water. Looking forward to enjoying the rest of this pour.
Right?
Yep. But I'll do that after the show's over.
Exactly.
So again, Booker's solid lineup.
Solid lineup. It's never going to hurt. And at some point, we're going to do that Reddit thing, the 5 bourbons that you need on your bar. We'll do that. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. But this could very well be that the nice bottle that you use to kind of show off. It's not my opinion, it's not the special occasion bottle. It is if you want to kind of show off to somebody or kind of like a nicer bottle that you want to share with somebody. It's not the special occasion bottle.
But your audience has to be able to deal with the proof.
Or a cube or some water or things like that. Yeah, you don't want to share this with somebody that's a total noob to whiskey. Yeah. I think that'd be a bad call. I think you would make them not like
ruin
whiskey.
It for them.
Yeah, very much not like whiskey. So, but this is a great, I think it's number 4 on the list of the whiskeys that you need. I can't remember the exact order. It's a really good kind of nice to show, the display box, all that kind. It's nice to have on your bar, but it's not an everyday drinker.
No, it's not. Shoot, I've got one. I've had it for a year. And it's still sitting there. I'm waiting for the right occasion.
Yeah, gotta crack. Yeah, you gotta figure out when the right occasion to crack it open is. So,
but no, I think this has been
good.
It's probably one of my favorite of
the 6.
It's just. There's more flavors to it. It's just not the heat. There's not that overpowering the heat, the peanut. Like you get more flavors out of it. And then especially the introduction of the pipette.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for a while. And conveniently, I got one of these for my birthday from somebody who's standing over there. Yeah, anyway,
you're welcome.
Now we get to use that for the show. I think that will add... Maybe not for the 80 proof whiskeys or anywhere in that range, but once it starts to get over the hundreds, once you're getting over 100, a couple drops of water might open up the flavor profile. Yep. And I think it's a good way to go.
Number 6 in the Booker's lineup.
Yeah, man.
Gotta keep our lookout for the next series here in a couple months.
Yeah, this came out in June, so I guess the next one's September.
Right around the corner. Right around the corner.
So crazily.
Hopefully we can get one. Our favorite liquor store
usually has
a few.
Yep.
So we'll have to make sure we visit them kind of frequently to see if we can get one.
Yeah.
So we thank you for joining again. We hope you enjoyed our review. Hope you enjoyed obviously sampling it neat and then adding a few drops of water. I think now that we got the pipette.
Yeah.
That will probably be
experiment a little bit more
regular on the show, especially for those higher proof whiskeys and bourbons. So, but again, as always, if you enjoyed it, we encourage you to hit the like button at the bottom of the screen.
while you're down there, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, get notified every time you put out a new episode. What is your favorite high proof whiskey? And is that the way you roll, with just a couple drops of water? Do a cube? How do you do it?
Big cube,
love to hear
little
from
cube.
You. Yeah.
So yeah,
let us know.
Absolutely, we'd love to hear from you. But we appreciate you watching, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.
Thanks for watching.
Cheers.
Cheers.